weeks now. Now, they called me about a week and a half after, maybe a week after. The child has been in Child Protective Services for approximately 2 weeks now. And about a week after being in there, now the medical reports are coming back. This child is, appears to be abused, appears to be neglected and mistreated and malnutrition, and looks like the child has been raped. It's like, well, I guarantee you that shit probably happened within the week that it's been Child Protective Services custody. So they take children and put them into the hands of predators. And they know these people are predators. And they license them to be predators because they are deliberately attempting to destroy people's children across the board. Real talk. So this is not new, what they're doing over there. They're doing it here, too. It's just not mainstream news and it ain't headline news. But people are going to jail here for not wanting to do the shots, and they're just snatching the children away so they can shoot them up with all the stuff you didn't want to give them. And for all you know, your child may even be O-negative blood type, gosh forbid, and then they're really a lab rat for real.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right. Explain. Well, do you want to explain that a little bit? Why you said that?
Why do I think what?
The O-negative.
The top blood type.
Well, O-negative blood type is a very rare. Well, not a rare. Well, it is a rare type. O blood is blood types are the omniversal blood type. It's also the predominant American blood type. Most so-called American Negroes have had O-type blood. Now, a lot of them have lost some of that O and gotten the A or the Bs and whatever, and even the more rare AB. But most melanin-rich people are O-type blood, omniversal type. Now, they call it the universal blood type. But then you have O-positive people that are the universal blood recipients. They can take blood from anybody, everybody. It doesn't matter who. O-negative people, now when you start getting into the rarer types, then what they can take starts to become a little bit different. O-negative people can donate blood to everyone. Any blood type on the planet can take O-negative blood. But O-negative blood people can only take blood from O-negative blood people. And O is still an American type, and it's still the omniversal type, but you got O-negative, which is the omniversal donor, but not omniversal recipient. Then you have O-positive, which is the omniversal recipient, but can donate to everyone except O-negative people. And then you have these A, B, other people, which the shit just starts getting smaller. The stuff just gets smaller and smaller as you go. So people need to start looking more into that. Now, they say that B type is African, A type is European, O type is predominantly American, but then you have people across the planet with some of all of the above, because remember, you have this migration going on all across the planet. And people go, well, you know, we got O type people in Africa. And I say, well, you have to remember, during the so-called Atlantic slave trade that everybody calls the African slave trade, which is really the American slave trade, a lot of people from America, not the numbers that they said, were taken from America and sold all over the place, or transported all over the place. They took American people that were melanin-rich, nowadays called African Americans, erroneously called African Americans, Negroes, blacks, and colors. Those people were on North America, Central America, South America, and the American islands, and that's what the Europeans found here. And when the Chinese got here, which was way before the Europeans got here, that's what they found here also, these dark complexion, now called so-called black people. But when they came here, people were taken from North America and dropped into Central and South America and the islands. People were taken from South America and dropped into North and Central America and the islands. People were taken from the islands and dropped into North, Central, and South America. And people were taken from North, Central, and South America and the islands and scattered into Europe for food, because those people were cannibals at the time, and a lot of them still are to this day, over there and over here. They were taken to Europe for food. They were taken to Rome to help build on the Vatican. They were taken to Africa to help extract resources. And that's why you have these O-type people all over the place. And a lot of people that think they're so-called African because that's where they've been and were born are really an American strain. Instead of them saying, oh, we're going to trace you back to Africa, you might want to try tracing those people back to America, where you got their ancestors from, that they may or may not know about or remember. And people are saying, oh, so you're trying to say they never took anybody out of Africa? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, the slave trade as you were told is not the way you were told. Well, what happened to all the people they took out of Africa? A lot of people they took out of Africa were taken into other parts of Africa to extract resources. A vast majority of them were taken into Europe to be raped, to be slaves, and to be eaten by a bunch of hungry cannibals. Period. Real talk. Not that many of the people taken out of Africa ever got to America. That's one of the reasons why there's so many so-called Africans running around Europe today. Because a lot of them were taken over there for food, and some of them lived because they were raping them because they were predatory and boy and girl rapists.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's how a lot of the old types got all over the place, because niggas were taken from America and scattered all over the place.
Right, and that's
Columbus himself left. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, finish it.
I don't want you to forget your thought.
No, I'm not going to forget my thought.
Columbus himself left, I guess it was the region of Haiti, and you can see who he left with when you go to YouTube.com and look at Saint Mary of the Good Winds, the portrait of Saint Mary of the Good Winds. And it's ST initial Saint, M-A-R-Y, Mary, O-F of, T-H-E, the, G-O-O-D, good, W-I-N-D-S, Winds. It's a little 30-second clip on YouTube by Rick Steves. And if anybody's got PBS, there's a so-called white guy that has a show that comes on PBS about visiting Europe. Like to travel to Europe. Rick Steves, Europe, you want to go see this. If you come to Europe, check this out. And go check this out. This is a great site, and this is a great site for the tourists. So one of the things that somebody pulled as a clip off of Rick Steves' Europe, check this out when you come to Europe, is this portrait that's hanging up in Seville in Spain, in one of the cathedrals, of the most accurate portrait ever painted of Columbus. And it was done circa 1490s, early 1500s, of Columbus and the so-called, and they don't call them Africans, they don't call them blacks, they call them Indians. Columbus and the Indians that he brought back with him to Europe. And all you're going to see is a bunch of brown-skinned, melanin-rich, dark-complexion brothers with afros, as people call them today, African-American Negroes, or since they came from the area of the islands, they wouldn't call them that. But these individuals, he left up out of the area of Haiti, which is where he basically landed. He was in the 1400s, and DeSoto came to the mainland in 1500s, and you'll see a map of him and all the niggas that he found here. He left out of the islands with about 500 so-called Indians, which today would be called black people. And he went to Portugal first. By the time he got to Spain, he got there with something like 13 to 30 people. And that's all they had left. Well, what the hell happened to the other 470 folk?
Right.
Eaten, sold, raped, tormented, tortured, and plopped off in Portugal for food or whatever before he even got to Spain. Who financed him? He should have went to Spain first, but he went to Portugal, to the port of Portugal, where a lot of the expelled so-called Jews were living on boats, because he was one of them.
Wow.
So he went to see his people first. And I'm saying all that to say, that's how these old blood type people that are really American blood types are all over the damn place. Go ahead.
All scattered everywhere. Wow. I was just going to say, that's why I wanted you to explain that, because, I know we talked about it before that some of a lot of children could be missing because of their blood type, or they're trying to get your blood type when they take your blood in the hospital. I know they was adamant about trying to take my daughter's blood, and I'm like, take her blood for what? You're doing a pregnancy test. Oh, we just need to find out, just in case, no, she's going to pee on the stick. That's what you're going to do. She's going to pee on the stick. And they tried to fight me a tooth and nail about how they're going to do her blood test and do a pregnancy test. And finally they said, you know what, we'll just go ahead and let her pee on the stick, whatever. And we got up out the hospital without my daughter getting her blood taken or anything like that. Because I'm like, you're just doing the pregnancy test. Hell, we can go over to Walgreens and buy a $10 stick. I mean, so it just depends on what you know about what they're doing. So, like we've been saying, don't go run your business, tell all your business. Just, say what you know to get them off of you, back them up off of you, and off of your damn babies, and roll the hell on, because it's no joke out here. And unfortunately, I'm not. Maybe fortunately, I'm not even O at all. So I'm one of those rare people. I'm an A, so I shouldn't even tell Maggie. They'll probably come after me. Oh hell, we need some A blood now. No, don't mess with the sister over here. But anyway, and since we're talking about,
it doesn't mean anything that you have an A. Don't think that, because it depends. My mom was O, my dad was blood O. I'm O. Now I got that Reese's monkey bullshit in my blood type as an O positive, but I'm an O. My son's father is an A, so my son got his daddy's A. But I'm not going to let nobody tell my son he's not American because he don't have no O type. Bull, Daddy, you are what your mother was. I'm an O type. My dad was O. My mom was O. I'm O. He lost his A because of his father, but the O is still in there.
Oh,
so don't think because you have an A that you're somehow less than.
Oh, thank you so much, because both my parents are O. So I feel better now. I don't know where the hell the A come from, but yeah.
That's probably some of the European genetics that got the bloodline down the road when they came over here raping our people. They were raping our women, our boys, and our girls.
Wow.
Sometimes they were raping the men, too, when they could get them tied down well enough.
KJ, did you have a story you want to bring up? And those of you who are just joining us, we are going to get off into talking about the government shutdown. If that's what you're waiting to hear, we're going to get to that. We're just trying to get the other stories out the way first. We're going to get to that because that's going to give me a headache. I already know it. I've been getting a headache from this mess in the first place, only because I see it everywhere. That's not because they got me all frustrated, but it's just because I'm seeing it everywhere. But did you have a story, KJ? Well, before you bring your story, I actually want to throw this story in there since we're talking about babies and folks and things like that. The pink man who slapped the black baby, the so-called black baby, on the plane. Y'all remember that?
Oh, wow. How could you forget? How could we forget?
Right.
Yes. Well, it's the federal prosecutors say a man accused of slapping a crying toddler on a plane will plead guilty. An email from federal prosecutors did not say what charge Joe Ricky Hundley will plead guilty to during a Wednesday afternoon hearing. He faces y'all listen to this. He faces a misdemeanor simple assault charge.
Oh, wow.
Why not child endangerment? If you slap your own child in the face, you're going to jail, especially an infant that small. If you slap your own 5-year-old for acting an ass in the store, you can go to jail. How come he ain't doing time for slapping somebody else's child that's so dang small? You see what I'm saying? Double standard.
Yep. And
Wow.
his trial has been set on Thursday in federal court in Atlanta. Authorities say Hundley used a racial slur to refer to the 19-month-old boy and then hit him under the right eye as the flight from Minneapolis began its descent to the Atlanta airport in February. Hundley lived in
Ohio. Trying to blind the baby. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done. No, that's the end of that.
Trying to put the baby's eye out.
Yeah.
Sorry,
wow.
My bad.
I know,
Go ahead.
but you know what, though? It's not funny, but it's real talk, though. It's real talk because, I guess he had to seriously injure the baby for them to take it seriously that, that's something that is not acceptable. But then again, what are we talking about, though? What are we dealing with? And then I read somewhere that he could get up to a year in prison. But, yeah, how you going to get a year in prison for misdemeanor? Whatever.
Wow.
I don't know the law like that, but okay.
Yeah. For misdemeanor? Wow.
Unless he plead guilty to that. So I guess if they find him guilty on something else. But that's what the baby is so cute. Aw. Hey, boo-boo.
That's so why he hit him. He's jealous of him because he wasn't cute.
Right. Looks like
yes, with more pale yellow hair. She has more pale yellow hair. Look like, how a picture that sits for a long time and then starts turning yellow, that ugly, dirty-looking yellow? That's what his hair looks like. I'm kidding now. I'm putting it in your box, KJ. That's what his hair looks like. But anyway, did you have a story that you want to bring to the table?
Right.